It's a Matrix film, so it's like, what's going on?
Coming up, MTV Movies takes the red pill with a cast of The Matrix Resurrections.
It's a couple of things it's like a couple of things at the same time.
Hello and welcome to MTV Movies, Mr. Anderson.
No, my name's West. Mr. West.
Yeah, I know. I was just doing the line from the movie because we're talking about The Matrix, you know, the new one. Neo and Trinity are back, but they kind of don't even remember who they are. Hello and welcome to MTV Movies, Mr. Anderson.
No, my name's West. Mr. Whoa. Deja vu.
It happens when they change something.
One pill makes you small.
It happens when they change something.
And the one mother
It happens when they change something.
All right, listen, before a load of agents bust down the studio door, let's say hello to our very special guest, TikTok legend Victor Kunda.
Here he is.
How are you, man?
Having me, guys.
Now listen, I know you're a huge fan of stunts and big fight scenes, so where did the Matrix films rank for you?
Okay, guys, I know it's been 20 years. However, I'm just gonna pick my brain. I remember sunglasses, I remember leather, and I remember that one move that worked my abs for like 2 weeks
The
straight.
broke your back one, yeah?
Well, the cast of The Matrix Resurrections are no stranger to an on-screen punch-up. Here's what they had to say about taking on the fourth film in the franchise. What was Bootcamp like this time around? Was it a little bit easier?
Easier? Well, absolutely not. It was a joy. I mean, you speak about it as being a kind of like a time for us all to kind of rub shoulders, bond, create a feeling.
Create community.
Yeah.
If you could do the red pill table talk in The Matrix, who would be your first, who would be the character you'd be like, I'd love to have that person because we need to do a deep dive?
Neo.
Yes.
Yeah, it would be Neo. It would be Neo. And then, having Neo and Trinity at the table and just do a deep dive with them would be where it's at. The Architect would be another one.
I'd love to be with the Oracle. I'm like, every version of
she's
her.
another one, the Oracle. On this, yes, the Oracle for sure.
How does it feel to join a franchise, especially the Matrix franchise, especially after being in such massive comic book ones? Is it a totally different world to get in your head around?
I don't know, I kind of don't, I try and approach it as a new thing because the original Matrix I hold in such high regard. I had to mentally remove it from that and really accept it as its own beast to keep my sanity.
The scale is about the same. I was familiar with the scale, but the stakes, the world building, the character, the style, Lana's direction, the writing, it just makes it a completely different animal, completely different approach to those things.
It wouldn't be a Matrix movie without some fighting. Was this like ground floor level martial arts?
Yes, so I had zero experience with fight training, and I had auditioned for the movie. Lana actually FaceTimed me to tell me that I was going to be playing this part and asked me, are you comfortable with wires and with fight choreography, and you're going to have to learn Kung Fu. And I just said, I have no experience, but I'm ready to learn, ready and eager to learn. And it was so exciting. I became completely addicted to it, and I loved every second of it.
Working with you and the relationship between Neo and Trinity was like, yes. But then the aspect of the past and the present, and then also it's a Matrix film, so it's like, what's going on? and that is a kind of destabilizing internal feeling, right? Like what's going on? So it's got a propulsion, a quest, and so it's like it's a couple of things at the same time.
Oh, sounds about right with The Matrix. Were you able to have a conversation with Lana about like where you think Trinity is now and what you wanted to bring to that character?
I mean, honestly, with Lana, I feel that I am absolutely 100% serving her vision. And so I look to her, and I felt that way in the first movies, absolutely, with Lana and Lily.
And this time around, it's the same thing.
As if that gold wasn't enough, stick around for more from those guys in a bit.
Right, now though, let's get jacked into the Matrix and see just how deep this rabbit hole goes. Tyler, what's your sum up of the original 3 films?
Okay, right, well, first Matrix, iconic.
Of course.
Reloaded, a few good moments.
Yep.
But then Revolutions, what the rasp were they thinking?
Wait. Didn't Neo and Trinity get killed in the last film?
No, I mean,
what are
doesn't
they
make
doing
sense.
back?
Doesn't make sense.
Technically.
Help us, please.
Yes, I did get to see a preview of The Matrix Resurrections, but I do value my life and I will not be revealing any spoilers at all. But what I can offer you is the official synopsis. Can I have some pulsating music, please?
100%.
Ooh. In a world of 2 realities, everyday life and what lies behind it, Thomas Anderson will have to choose to follow the White Rabbit once more. Yes, get in there, Victor. Choice, while an illusion is still the only way in or out of the Matrix, which is stronger, more secure, and more dangerous than ever before.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, going by that, nothing has changed from the last films at all.
But in the first trailer, what is this about?
Okay, that's an Easter egg. Rubber Duck is a software engineering reference about debugging code.
Right.
So, Neo wants to debug the code of his own life because it's not adding up.
I just thought that he likes a bit of company in the bath. With that time, you know?
Hey, I'm right here, Keanu. If you want company.
And so is the duck, Hannah.
Leave him alone.
Don't duck block me.
Honestly, Morpheus must have been soaking himself in pure cocoa butter because look, that guy was glistening.
Glistening! Where's Lawrence Fishburne at though?
Ooh. Well, this is kind of an awkward conversation.
Why?
Apparently, he was not invited back. So,
Thank you for
and we
coming
all
on,
know
bro.
that it was pretty legendary as
Yeah.
Morpheus in the first one. Some people have suggested that it continues the continuity of the Matrix Online game, and in that he gets killed by a kill code bullet.
Right.
So basically, he's done and dusted. So that can explain why he's not actually in Resurrections.
So in Resurrections, we're genuinely getting a younger Morpheus.
From the past.
Let me just say, it's Morpheus.
Right.
My lips are sealed.
Okay.
But you know, one of the best things about Lana Wachowski is that she made sure that Carrie-Anne was back and continues that story of Trinity. I mean, this film is basically all about Neo and Trinity. You couldn't do it without her.
That crane kick in the first film was the greatest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, look, I'm flexible. I'm flexible. Y'all don't know.
No, for real, she is a truly underrated actress. Did you see her in Memento?
Yeah.
So sinister. Speaking of sinister, can I tell you about Jonathan Groff's new character? He's got a bit of an ominous backstory.
Okay, she's just mentioned Carrie-Anne Moss and Jonathan Groff in the same sentence. Is that a clue?
She's a villain.
She ain't giving nothing away.
Locking it up, throwing away the key.
All right, listen, while we interrogate Hannah, here's what Carrie-Anne and the cast had to say in part 2 of the chat. Hannah, tell us now how the duck gets it.
Your wardrobe is pretty special. Were there any props or bits you might have taken as a memorabilia, like, I did this movie, you can't prove that I didn't?
The only thing I stole, and I wish I had stolen more, and when you just said that about the costume, it didn't even occur to me to steal my costume. That would have been great, or like at least some sunglasses or something. No, I learned how to smoke for this film, and I took the cigarette box, which is like a cardboard cigarette box. It's not even like a, I should have done better.
I had heard that he's not really into small talk, Keanu, and he's a bit more philosophical. So I wonder, did he drop any words of wisdom in between takes that you kind of took away with you?
No, he was a jokester with me. I mean, not necessarily a jokester. I wouldn't go that far. But he was just a regular guy, humble, one of the cast, and pretty funny. I've been around when he's fallen into some some more talkative spells and things like that. But I think with him, you just gotta find him in the right moment.
No, I agree. He didn't really have words of wisdom for me, but he did teach me how to throw an American football, which I had never done before. So
there you go.
There you go, that's what you need. Ada, one of the things I love about this franchise, and rewatching it recently, was just how diverse it was, especially in Zion. Like,
Yes.
I've never seen a sci-fi franchise like that. And then watching this film, how many more women of color there are in it. I think, like, for you, has this always been like a legacy you've been proud of, and then to come back and see it just expand in that way?
Absolutely. I have to be honest with you. I think that, the Wachowskis were the first to understand the necessity of diversity, specifically in the future, right? And I just felt like it was done so well. And, you know, so for me, they were really the first that got it, to be honest with you. And so it's just great to see how the diversity has just expanded in this movie, you know, just across many verticals and categories.
I feel like the Matrix films and storytelling offer us a kind of tool, a way to see the world, to question the world, to think about it and ourselves. And I'm grateful for that.
If you want to see Trinity again, fight for her!
Imagine that lot in a Marvel film.
Honestly, they'd make the Eternals look like Paw Patrol.
I mean, Feige has to sign up Keanu, you know. The Punisher, Ghost Rider, Thanos' stepdad, the Binman, whatever. Just come through.
Well, I'm rooting for Keanu Reeves as Silver Surfer because the Punisher is a bit too like John Wick, right?
Yeah.
Hey, fun fact, guys. Did you know that the director of the John Wick franchise, he was Keanu's stunt double in The Matrix Reloaded?
Reloaded, yeah. You know that, right?
Who's John Wick?
Okay, you two. I guess I'm the Matrix super nerd. And I'm proud of it! How about you guys? How about you guys at home? Give us your best Matrix facts in the comments.
And as for this episode, stop trying to like it and like it. Subscribe and share as well.
See you in Simulate.
You're dancing now, isn't it? Yeah, that's
Come on, Dad.
time.
Got it, my ducky work. Oh, yeah, that's it, Victor. Yeah. It's getting rowdy.
Okay.
Bye.